Welcome to today's episode, my friends, where we break down the top 5 epic cookies that I believe you can take care of and invest in to help improve your gameplay. Now, we've had a lot of questions. We get a lot of questions about these things all the time, so I'm going to give you 5 today, plus a bonus one as well. So thank you for tuning in. As always, if you enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. On top of that, if you got a question, if you got a comment, let me know because I'd love to hear from you as always. And down below, you can find today's timestamps and additional information in our description with other great episodes like how you can farm soul cores and soulstones to maximize your gameplay as a free-to-play player and the number one here, just like myself. So let's get into it here today. So again, I just put out a nice video on how to farm and improve your gameplay experience as a free-to-play player. I get a lot of questions around this. It's been almost 6 months since we focused on a top 5 for you. So what we're going to do here today is pick out 5 epics. I'll talk about each of those and why, in terms of why we're going down this path. The game has certainly evolved over the last 6 months with additional cookies, new things like Beast and so forth that have enhanced and changed and evolved our gameplay. So first and foremost, most of these recommendations are going to cover a couple of different things: versatility of cookies, focus of cookies, and enhancing a net-like experience for you as you consider your team builds, because there's a lot of unique things in those pieces as well. So first and foremost, let's talk about the very first one. I think the very most influential cookie for you to focus on in terms of your attack is certainly going to be Creme Brulee cookie here. This cookie, it packs a punch, deals tons of damage, versatile in terms of PvP. PvE used to be a little bit more used in PvP. You can still find a couple of teams in that space and can be a nice option for you there. And focusing on bosses, focusing on getting through levels, clearing stages, those kinds of things, as well as events, makes this cookie a good one to add to your list. So that's our first one. The next one, which we're going to pair here, is a little bit more in terms of amplification, and we're going to give you a +1 in this space as well. What do we mean by that? First and foremost, we're talking about Linzer here. Linzer, again, is a very specific cookie in terms of helping with bosses, in terms of helping with events, not really used in PvP. However, you're going to want to enhance the damage, focus fire, those kinds of things. Linzer makes a great choice. That also allows us to split into our second one here, Rebel Cookie. Slightly similar experience. This one can opt and work in PvP for you, as well as what we call sometimes some of the trick comps, scam comps, those kinds of things that can get people offset. This one, however, a little bit different than Linzer because this one can apply across groups of teams versus a single target. Also great against bosses. And again, because we summon a bunch of other Rebel cookies, that can make a huge difference for you there too. So that's our second one. So first we covered Creme Brulee, then we covered some enhancing types. Then what we're going to move into here is another one for you that is really around a long time staple and a big healer for you, which is going to be Cream Puff Cookie. This one you can get from your guild events, participation, those kinds of things. Absolutely want to focus on this one. Probably one of the best magic candy cookies. And additionally, on top of that, just a massive nuke healer, particularly as a free-to-play player. This one is very important because you can get a lot of great buffs here as well with this. Makes a huge difference, particularly in this passive crit. All these increased attacks and stacks, making this a very powerful thing and damage resist. A great one here for you to focus on. Very good in a lot of different areas for your cookies as well, and as your team builds. So that is our third one. The fourth one here, my friends, is going to be another interesting one in terms of our lineup. We are going to recommend something a little bit different because I think this one's important where the game currently is in terms of progression, which is actually going to be Peach Blossom Cookie. This cookie here, as a free-to-play player, if you don't have Mystic Flower, is a great one to help you excel and get through the new stuff in Beast Yeast, particularly episodes 3 and 4. can act as a counter to Mystic Flower as well in some of the PvP stuff if you encounter those pieces. Again, something a little bit different in terms of where you're at and probably how you're thinking about that. However, another good one to not worry about in terms of investing in, because it is very situational for some of those things. And as a added secondary healer, can really make a difference. If you pair this with Cream Puff as an example, you got healing over time, other buffs, plus a lot of great buffs and single massive heals from that one. That gives us our fourth and rounds us out to our very last one here, my friends, which is going to be our lovely, I will say that one more time, lovely here. Where are you? Prune Juice Cookie. So Prune Juice Cookie here still is a great versatile cookie for you across a multitude of things, whether it's from PvE experience and trying to get through things like Beast Yeast. Also, a lot of the events in terms of the damage over time, the dots, the hits, and then also, again, from being able to summon and keeping your team alive. That makes a huge difference. Not really used in PvP, but more of a PvE cookie as well as an event cookie for you here today. So those are our 5+1s. Really doing a broad-based stroke for you here today in terms of how these cookies are going to work interdependently in terms of other teams, as well as isolated in terms of things across PvE, events, PvP, and those kinds of things to help you understand where to make your investments. Also, a culmination of attack, defense, amplifying, supporting cookies, those kinds of things that can really make a difference for your gameplay experience here as well. If you need one defensive type or one type that's a charge cookie as an example, some other final tips and tricks in terms of those recommendations that we can make for you is certainly a safe choice, as always, is going to be this one right here, Financier Cookie. This one is a great one for you as well, so we'll leave you with this one here as our additional +1 today, because this is a great one to invest in and has been very impactful in the gameplay and versatility, survivability for your team. You can jam all these 7 different cookies that we gave you here today into one team, and you're probably going to be just fine in terms of those things. So with that, that concludes our top 5 for you here today across our all epic types and needs and considerations that you can make for your team. Lots of good ones here that you can invest in, but these focus 5 can really help improve your gameplay, and certainly have helped mine as a free-to-play player where we're at today. With that, if you still have a question, if you got a comment, let me know, because I love to hear from you as always, and would love to see you in our amazing community and Discord server, my friends. On top of that, with that said, thank you as always for tuning in today. I want to say thank you for your support as always. Appreciate the likes and the subs as we continue to grow this amazing community here. And thank you to all of our members. I truly appreciate it. We do have memberships available to you, along with affiliate links and a swag and merch store that you can check out. All great ways to help support the channel. And don't forget our socials, at me, chat me, my friends. Stay connected because we love showcasing your stuff here as well. And with that, get out there. Best of luck on your cookies and your team progression and all that fun stuff here in CookieRun Kingdom. We'll see you again soon. Keep on running, my friends.